49 MPs from Tamil Nadu resign overnight. Is this possible? Is this conceivable? Or is this just drama? Well, joining us on the show is the Deputy Bureau Chief of the Times of India, K. Venkatraman from Chennai, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, President of the Janata Party. But my first question is to Cho Ramaswamy. Cho, isn't this all big drama? Obviously, we don't expect 40 MPs to resign overnight.
Know from reliable sources that he started the conference by saying our protest should be a human chain, and then when everybody else wanted something more, he offered this, knowing full well that if the centre talks to somebody in the Sri Lankan embassy or asks the NSA, Mr. Narayanan, to talk to somebody in Sri Lanka, he would be satisfied.
Okay, Subramaniam Swamy. Subramaniam Swamy, is this possible, conceivable? And can New Delhi really call up Colombo and say, do something because we have a political problem at home?
Well, they can't. And certainly there is a great deal of international consensus that LTT being a terrorist organization is part of the problem. And therefore, if you're going to look for a solution, you'll have to do it without the LTT. But I think this whole demand is so unpatriotic. All these MPs have taken an oath under the Constitution of India to uphold the sovereignty of India. And here they are making a plea for the sake of a terrorist organization which killed Rajiv Gandhi in the country and has been engaged in narcotics trade and all the other.
But they're talking of the Tamil people. No, but Subramaniam Swamy,
this is
they're not talking about
unprecedented.
Subramaniam Swamy, they're not talking about the LTT. They're talking about what's happening to Tamils in Sri Lanka. So aren't you mixing up the two?
Oh, well, no, there's no mix-up. They are mixing it up because they are using that as a convenient way.
Okay.
The real fact is that the LTT is losing the war, and they are keeping all these young children and others as hostages, and therefore, in the name of humanitarian aid, etc., they want the offensive against the LTT to be stopped. That is the real thing. It's they are who are mixing it up. We are not mixing it. When India fights terrorists in Kashmir, all the time the people who are affected, particularly those on the side of the terrorists, all the time they are making noises about human rights violation in Kashmir. This is nothing different in Sri Lanka.
Right. Mr. Venkatramanan, why didn't DMK go alone? Why didn't they do it alone? Because politically in Tamil Nadu, it would have made more sense. Haven't they diluted this issue?
No, I think Mr. Karunanidhi needed to give an impression that he was not isolated on the issue. You should remember that even the normally anti-ADMK Jayalalitha had accused the centre of complicity in Colombo's war and accused Karunanidhi of doing nothing about it, at least nothing about the humanitarian suffering of Tamil civilians. And he had to defend himself from this charge, and this resolution is a direct outcome of that. And while doing so, he didn't want to be seen as the sole one defending himself. He wanted the Congress and the left parties on his side. It makes more, sense for him to say that, we are distancing ourselves from India's Colombo policy, but we are not doing it alone, but we have the support of all the MPs from Tamil Nadu, at least all those who attended it. I think this is an attempt to shore up his image at a time when, his government is a little bit unpopular because of the price situation and the power shortage. And at the same time, he has also managed to convey an impression that he is leading the Tamil cause on behalf of the people and the political parties here. I think this is the entire scenario.
But Mr. Ramaswamy, nobody then can take responsibility for the decisions of a sovereign government. We have had the Prime Minister come out and say, yes, he understands the concerns of the Tamil people in Lanka, but the DMK can't really put that kind of pressure on a sovereign government.
Naturally, India cannot interfere, cannot say, ask Sri Lanka, stop all your military activities against LTT. Actually, as Jayalalitha has pointed out in her statement which has come just now, she says, you are trying to prevent the Sri Lankan government from acting against the LTT.
Right.
What you should have done is, you must have asked the LTT not to prevent Tamils from escaping the areas which are under attack.
Right. Okay. Subramaniam Swamy, very briefly at the very end, will you take back your words tomorrow if Chidambaram, A. Raja, Balu and Ramados resign together?
No, I won't take back. I'll say that it will convince me that they were stupid. That's all I would say, because this is something outrageous. I've never heard this in any other country.
Okay.
And tomorrow somebody says in Pakistan that we are violating human rights in Kashmir. How are you going to object? The same, they can claim commonality on religion.
Valid
Here
point.
we are claiming commonality on the language of Tamil.
Okay.
So this is something which you can never tolerate. And that's for, I would say, if Mr. Chidambaram resigns, then I'll say that he's being stupid.
Okay. Well, if he resigns, we don't need him to resign. If a finance minister resigns now, there are other ramifications. Subramaniam Swamy, Venkat, and Cho, of course. Thanks very much for watching.